Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Kings 1 versus Kings 2 in the league game, Elite T20 tournament organized by C&DCL. Apologies, running a little bit behind schedule, but 14 for 1 win in the third over of the operation. Raman is yet to face the ball. Hardeep is batting on 10 from 6 balls. Driven towards mid-off. Take off for a quick single. Raman opens his account. Score moves to 15 for 1. Satinder Pal bowling his third over. Has bowled brilliantly so far. Sahota starting a fresh over, hit towards mid-wicket boundary. Gets in the throw quick. Calgary weather has been playing upon us, but last week the weather gods were kind enough to let the smash and grab T20 tournament happen with grace, although we did get some rain, but and we had to shorten a couple of games, but we got all the games underway thanks to the ground staff and staff from C&DCL. That was punched towards third man. More a backward point than third man. As Sahota comes and bowls right arm over the stump. Slow ball. He's not giving any pace on the ball, so these are kind of deliveries that are difficult to hit because you got to get a lot of power behind it. Sahota is in the second over of the operation. That has been hit towards long on. The fielder misses the ball there, went for the catch. And the process missed the ball completely. Results in a boundary. Hardeep moves up to 15. He's hit a 6 and a 4 in his stint of 15 so far. Jasprit Gill, who's the captain of Kings 2, man to depart. Scored 3 of 9. Didn't get going as Sahota. That was a quicker one, dug out well by the batsman. No addition to the total. Score remains on 23 for 1 as we see the last ball of the fourth over being bowled. Loopy tried to defend and the ball moved away. It was a good ball. End of the over. Second one from Sahota. He has gone for 16 so far. Coming back to the smash and grab tournament that happened last week, we had an exhilarating final with Banff Icebergs clinching the trophy. Quite a few standout performances from both sides, the Banff Icebergs and the Kings 11. So the next one has been dug out towards mid-wicket, where the bowler has to go and field himself. And in the process, Raman picks up a couple, moves to 3. Kings 11 in the finals were looking good to chase the total, and Sanjay Krishnamurthy and Shubham were going good. That one has been punched towards sweep a cover. Will it cross the boundary? Doesn't have the legs. Another couple. Quite a few marquee players playing that tournament. Was very well organized by the organizers and C&DCL. A lot of support from the sponsors, without whom the tournament would not have been possible. As we see another wicket falling here, Raman didn't get full of it. It's been caught for 7. Second wicket down for Kings 2. Satinder picking up his second wicket. Not the kind of start Kings 2 would have wanted. It's a cloudy evening. With a cool breeze blowing from our backside, where we are sitting. SUNDEEP is the new batsman in as Satinder. Short of length, play towards short cover. Wasn't a run there, lucky. Just hit the ball and ran. The fielder couldn't gather it properly. Mandeep opens his account with a single. The first delivery he faced. Off his legs, towards fine leg. The table at the moment in this tournament is topped by Glenmore Knights, who got 7 wins out of 9. They're sitting pretty on 28 points. CCA has won 6 of their 8 with 24 points. They got a better run rate as of now. Kings 1 are third on the table with 6 wins out of 8. Shot that has been played well to... No, it's caught. Didn't get the distance. Tried to uppercut it. He was successful in doing that, but didn't get all of it. Didn't get the distance, got the height. The man was placed for that shot. Took an easy catch in the end, and this is the second wicket for Satinder in this over. Third wicket for him. End of the over from Satinder. In his 3 overs, he's picked 3 wickets, with 2 wickets in the last over, and Mandeep doesn't trouble too much the scorers. The Kingsman is third on the table with 6 wins from 8 with 24 points, and Canesia sitting on 4th spot as of now, 20 points, 5 wins from 8 games and 2 losses. No results in 1. That was a game that the weather gods did not allow to happen. CCA also had a game that had no result because of the rains. Night Raiders are 5th on the table with 14 points, 3 wins, so it'll be virtually they are out of the tournament. I think those 4 would qualify, as Sahuta fields on his own bowling. Sukhpreet is the new man in on the stumps. He's bowling well here, Sahuta. Though he has gone for 16 in his first 2, came back well in his last over. Left alone. Flighted slower in the air, played gently towards point area. No addition to the score. Mandeep was the man who took that catch. Appeal. Nothing doing, says the umpire. More end of the over. The Kings too would have wanted a better power play. Been able to score only 29 of their 6. End of the power play. We're going to see a bowling change here. We'll have to... No, Satinder is continuing the spell. He wants to finish the spell. He's bowling well. I think that's the right decision because the Kings 2 team have lost 3 wickets. 3 important wickets. Kings 1 sensing and kind of going for the kill to get a couple of more or 1 wicket in this over. Try to cut that. Didn't connect it properly. And Satinder starts his fourth over with a couple of dots. As we all know how precious the dot balls are in this format of the game. It's a lovely ground here in the northwest quadrant of Calgary. Satinder bowls. It's been driven towards long on. Was more straight. Gets a single Raman. It was a bit wide. Raman had to reach out for it. Sukhpreet Sidhu and Raman Virk are the two batsmen as Satinder bowls the next one. Good length coming in. He's not express. Slow medium at best, but he's been bowling tight lines. Picked up 3 wickets so far. Something bothering him in the run-up. And that has been crunched towards mid-wicket. Only for a single though. Hardeep started well, but couldn't continue, couldn't get going after scoring 15 or 13 balls. And that has been, it's up in the air, no fielder in foul in the no man's land. Kings one attacking there with the attacking field. Only 3 men outside. And they're allowed to have 5. And we would expect that. They're trying to get wickets and have the fielders in catching positions. Sahota is going to bowl his 4th over. End of a wonderful spell there from Satinder. 3 for 17 in his 4. As Kings 2 move to 3-3-4-3. Flighted one. Push towards point. Gets a single. Raman realizing that they have lost quite a few wickets, so this is a rebuilding phase for Kings 2. In normal circumstances, I'm pretty sure Raman would have tried to get maximum or a boundary on that ball. He would have taken a more aggressive option. Again, slow and loopy, inviting Sukhpreet to go for the shot. And Sukhpreet just pushing it down to sweeper cover for a single outside the leg stump. Pitching outside the leg stump, so no chance of an LB. That one has been lobbed. Couple of bounces before the long off fielder gets to it. And batsman crossover for an easy single. It's 23 degrees C here, even though it's cloudy. That spun across the stumps. My word, how did it miss the stumps? Lucky there, Sukhpreet. Standing tall and trying to dispatch the ball. Didn't cover the spin there. Quicker one. Gets an inside edge. The ball goes towards fine leg. End of a brilliant spell from Sahota as well. He didn't get any wickets, but he kept it nice and tight. Bowling, as we say, is all about partnerships, creating pressure. One end, often we see when kept tight, the other end picks up wickets. Sahota and Satinder bowling really well in tandem there for Kings 1. We see first bowling change. The opening bowlers bowling 8 overs on the trot. Fresh over started. Shortish length wanted to pull it. Missed. Prabhjot starting well. Four fielders on the boundary line. Quickish ball outside the off stump. No movement of the feet from the batsman here. Trying to reach out for the ball. Left arm angling across. The right-hander is kind of clearing the front leg. Should be going more towards the off stump to cover that angle. Shot connects it. The ball goes towards fine leg. The keeper has to run and fetch the ball. Sukhpreet takes a couple. Moves to 7. And Kings 2, 39 for 3. Although he got the bat onto the ball there, but surely didn't go where he wanted the ball to go. Again, angling across has been punched towards cover where fielder makes a diving stop. Two games going on today in the Elite T20 Division. As the next one is left alone. End of the over. 39 for 3 of 9. Something's going to give here as Kings 2 are approaching to the half of their allotted overs. Then nowhere near a good score. That's what we feel as of now. Cricket is a game of great uncertainties. Two games being played today. One at the West Winds ground where Predators are taking on Black Caps. Predators are 50 for 2 in their 8 overs. And the second game, Kings 1 versus Kings 2. That's the game we are bringing you live coverage from. There's Jasprit Singh starts a fresh over and bowls left arm round to Raman. That's hit towards deep mid wicket. Been covering few games past couple of weeks. And one thing that I noticed is a lot of the left arm spinners here prefer to bowl round the stumps and get the ball in towards the batsman. Raman ready to face the next one. Shot of length has been hit towards the boundary, is caught at deep, long on. Fourth wicket down here. Raman not getting the full bat on that ball. Might have hit the upper part of his bat. It's bounced on this wicket and kind of bounces more if you just lob the ball. A tennis ball bounce kind of a thing. Damanpreet, next man in, he scored 537 runs from his 43 games that is played, which is not a lot in 43 games. But the good thing there is got a healthy strike rate, close around 137. He would need to dig his heels in and stay on the wicket and give some support to Sukhpreet. If Kings do have to manage any score, that would give chance to their bowlers to defend. 41 for 4 now in the 10th over. 2 balls remaining in the 10th over. Damanpreet taking his time. Outside the leg stump. Closing fielders appealing in hope. Was angling down leg. It's been given as runs. So Damanpreet gets off mark. Sukhpreet ends the over with another single. Jasprit picking up a wicket there and giving 4 runs in his first over. As we can come into the first half of the innings. Kings 2, 43 for 4 is a scorecard. Hardeep 15 and Raman worked 12. And the rest of the batsmen not being able to get into double figures. Satinder with an excellent spell there. Great support from Navpreet Sahota. And both Prabjot and Jasprit Gill have started the spells well. Short, quicker one. Punch towards deep extra cover. Kings 2 have to plan the second phase of their innings well. .43 for 5. As Sukhpreet departs. Caught by Harpreet, bowling of Gursimran. Half of the team back in pavilion. I think Kings 2 here not in best of frame of mind, knowing that they're sitting pretty down the table. So don't see zeal in the dugout, going through the motions, I feel here, Kings 2. Cut towards point, be cut off. Gursimran picked up a wicket on his first ball. Short ball should have been taken advantage of, but the position that Kings 2 is in right now, probably not letting Damanpreet and Navjot to get in that aggressive mode. But this is a T20 game. They have to take measured risks and punish the bad balls. And that previous one was a bad ball. Could have scored there. This one was foolish. Lob towards mid-wicket. They keep on rotating for next 2 or 3 overs here. Get 5-6 runs of each over and then see from there who they would want to target. Wide of the off stump. A lot of room there for the batsman to cut. Now the 2 added to the score, 49 for 5 now. Gursimran being advised there to bowl wicket to wicket. He's given width, a little bit of width in that over. Still in discussion there. As Jasprit is getting ready to bowl his second over of the spell. And Damanpreet will be facing up to him. On the stumps there, pitching just outside the off stump. Should be another couple. Is another couple. Damanpreet moves up to 5, 4, and Navjot is batting on 5. Another dot ball. Need to be looking to get singles. You know, these are the kind of deliveries that you can easily get a single. Place the ball like that and cross over for a single. I can understand they don't want to take the aggressive mode right now due to 5 men back in the hut. But they have to look at the scoring options. They have to look at rotating the strike. At the moment, Kings 1 not feeling any pressure from the batsman. As you can see, another fielder coming in the circle. 4 men guarding the boundary lines, and all of them are a good 10 yards inside the boundary line. 12th over in progress here. A slip, should be a run out. Is a run out. That is unfortunate. I think he was running, thinking that there was a single. It was a batsman's call. And on top of that, he slipped. Curtains for Damanpreet. As Kings 2 lose their 6th wicket. As I said, it feels like the Kings 2 are mentally not there. Feels like they're not come to the ground. Surely has to do with where they sit on the table in this league. As Just comes out in the middle. Just can hit the ball long and hard. Just wait and watch how he approaches his innings as Navjot drives the next one towards straightish. Long on, gets a single. Both the fielders straight are very straight. Six down for 53. End of 12. At this rate, Kings 2 may not even touch the 3 figures, but if Just gets going, they can look at around 120. Easier said than done, but can be done. Navjot keeps the strike with him as a single was scored on the last ball, and Gursimran getting his field right, adjusting his fielders. Short ball. Again, you know, those are the kind of deliveries you need to take advantage of. It was short, should have been punished, but goes directly towards the fielder. No runs. It's a better length. Has been cut towards Third man, where the fielder from backward point comes across, allows Navjot to pick up a single and brings in left-handed Just to strike. Cow corner in place for him. He's quite strong in that area. And Gursimran's got a long on and a long off. A deep square cover. Flighted one. Played straight towards the bowler by Just. No addition to the score. Can see no bails on the stumps because there's a little bit of wind that is blowing across the ground, and many a times due to that you see the bails keep on falling. So both the teams and the umpires agreeing to play without the bails and to keep the game going without interruptions. That should be a no ball. We'll have to wait and watch. It was a full toss. Again, loose delivery and could have been hit out of the park, really. Navjot driving it all along the ground, getting couple. Cut towards backward point, no runs there. Direct hit would have been curtains for Just if he would have responded to that call. That was a good call there from Just, sending the striker back. And 57 for 6 now. As usual, we would like to thank all the sponsors here: Kinetic Sports, YYC Sports, Source Sports, Auto Reboot, as Banff Icebergs won the $30,000 award by winning the Smash and Grab League on Monday. And Northwest Physio and Massage is another sponsor for this tournament. Played towards deep extra cover. We get only one single there. Overthrows, but the fielder was backing up well. Only two batsmen so far getting the double figures tells the tale so far. A sorry tale, one must say. There's no momentum in the Kings 2 innings at all. Only batsman who tried to play some shots was the opener, Saran. Is that a catch? The fielder is claiming it. The batsman is waiting for the umpire to take a call. The fielder is saying that he's picked up clean. We'll have to wait and watch. Two umpires in conversation there. And I think the umpire is suggesting that he picked up that ball on first bounce. Navjot survives. He stood his ground, and rightly so. There was enough doubt. And sometimes in these kind of catches, the fielders sometimes don't really realize that the ball hit the ground. As the eyes in these kind of catches, the last moment are not really on the ball. End of the over. 6 down for 58. And 15th over is being bowled by Kings 1. Yet to start. You can see lush green grass, lush green outfield. Is on slower side, as we all know, as the length of the grass has to be maintained at certain per the rules here. As the next one has been punched over the point boundary. 4 runs. A point fielder trying to extend his hand in an attempt to catch it, but went past him quickly. It just gets a boundary. Importantly, on the first ball of the over, as Harpreet is starting his first over, got hit for a boundary on the first ball. We'll have to wait and watch how Just takes this innings forward for Kings 2. As the next 2 balls after that boundary, a hit towards Harpreet back, fields in his follow through. It's been pushed towards the vacant backward point area. The point gets around and just picks up another couple. He's a tall guy, Just. Tall and lanky, long legs. I'm sure he can use those long legs to good effect. There's a wide ball left alone by Just. The long legs certainly help to reach the ball, especially for the spinners. And that one has been flicked towards fine leg of his pants, and keeper has to run and throws the ball towards non-strikers end, realizing that Just had made it comfortably on the other end. 2 more. Expensive start here, relatively, for Harpreet. Punched and fielded well, and there should be a run out. He ran with the hit. Wasn't a run really. Just kept on going there, Just. It's poor judgment. It was going towards the fielder. Wasn't really going straight to him, but it was not far from him. The fielder doing pretty well there, diving, collecting the ball. And now Joe departs. Another run out. Just wanting to keep the strike, as that was the last ball of the over. And in the process, Kings 2 lose another wicket. 7 down now, Kings 2. And by the looks of it, this game might end quicker than the scheduled time, as Robbie Dhaliwal, the next man in, is tall and well built. He can put the long handle to use pretty well as well. He's a decent bowler. Starts the operations for Kings 1 in terms of bowling. As Harpreet is now coming over the stumps to the left-hander. Driven straight to the fielder. Overthrows, never run on overthrows, as the old adage in cricket. You've seen so many times that resulting in a run out. Shot. Robbie wanting a single, but sent back rightly by just on this occasion. Again, it was going direct to the fielders on the square leg. This one has been crunched towards the deep cover, but only for a single. They need a few lusty hits. Kings 2. Dhaliwal having a look at the field. Let's see where he eyes and defense. The first ball he faces. It's not easy to come out in the innings when you lost 7 wickets and go bang bang. Going down the leg, flicked, gets a single. Ends the over with a single. And Robbie will keep strike. .69 for 7 at the end of 16. Predators moved to 90 for 4 in their scheduled game against Black Caps in the 14 overs so far. Their captain Raman is batting on 24. Muzammil Hussain is giving him company at 6. Harpreet starting the next over. Wide signaled. This is a dead rubber, as we know. It's a practice game for Kings 2. I'm sure they might try different combinations today when they bat. We'll wait and watch. The ball coming in after pitching. And not always a great idea to disturb the batting order when something has been working, as the next ball has been dispatched towards cow corner. Pardon me, long on for a boundary. First one for Robbie. .74 for 7. We've seen just 1 6 in this inning so far. And just 3 boundaries. And 2 of them coming from number 8 and number 9 for Kings 2. Outside the off stump. Foolish length. Misses Robbie. Keeper collects. Scoring at a rate of 4.48. And ball came in sharply and cut Robbie in half. End of the over. Looks very difficult now for Kings 2 to cross the 3-figure mark. Just standing tall. Wide outside the off stump. Gets an edge. Should run to the fence for 4. A rare boundary. Prabjot switching the ends. Again, cut towards third man where he will get a couple of another runs. Just moves to 15. Prabjot is operating with 5 fielders outside. I want to restrict Kings 2 below 100. That was quick one, has been lifted. Should be a maximum. Is a maximum. 6 there from the blade of Just. I think they just might have just left it a little late to take that aggressive option. But to be fair, he has been losing partners on the other end. It's been a sorry tale so far from the batting perspective. And just stopping Prabjot there as the fielders were still moving behind Just. Good stance. Slow one has been lobbed in there. Should be a catch. Oh, it's dropped. It should have been taken 9.5 times out of 10. You take those catches. Wasn't going direct, but was a fairly simple chance. You don't get all the catches in your hands, do you? One bounce and would have been curtains for Robbie if that would have hit. He did the right thing by going underarm there. I think that was Joshi. Last ball remaining in the 18th over, 88 for 7. Another couple of hits would get them over 100, as this one has been played towards mid-wicket where fielder fields it on one bounce. It restricts the batsman to a single. 89 for 7 now. Just 12 legal deliveries to go. Just a reminder to our viewers, this is a T20 league game in the Elite T20 tournament organized by Calgary and District Cricket League. The 10 teams participating in this tournament. We've seen some brilliant performances so far, and the standout batsman has been Mohammad Waqas, who I think still sits on the top of the table as the maximum run scorer. Just wants, no, he wanted to push that ball past the bowler and take a single, but it's well done by the bowler himself. Feels well, doesn't let just to take a single, and this one has been put towards fine leg, wanting to go towards fine leg, but the ball goes toward more towards square leg and picks up another couple here. Just takes the team to 91 for 7. Just a single. Brings Robbie onto the strike. Robbie's at a boundary and is 5 from 9 balls. It was Harpreet. Robbie leaves that ball. You're not going to get wides if you keep leaving those balls if they are marginal calls. The umpires these days want you to attempt shots on those kind of balls. Wide ball would have gone for all his money if the keeper would have hit the timber. Missing. Trying to work that ball off his pads and getting out of the crease, losing his balance there. A full toss. Head towards the gap between the mid-wicket and the long on. Enough time for Robbie to pick up a double. And Kings 2 move to 95. Hit straight. Oh! It's a drop. Tried his best to catch that ball, but it was going over his head. No damage done. Robbie takes a single and should keep strike here. Just would have wanted to take the stride. I'm just wondering if Just came a little late. I think he's a good enough batsman to bat a little up in the order. He could have looked at sending Just a little bit up the order when they were losing wickets like 9 pins. Prabjot is going to bowl the last over of The Kings 2 innings. Robbie waits for that ball. Is slower one. Robbie had to wait and wait till someone could have really finished a cup of a coffee before that ball reached him. Maybe he could have had a cup of coffee before hitting that ball. As Just punches it, and the short extra cover gets a hand, and the ball goes towards mid-off, where long on had to come, but Prabjot went back running. A deflection from the fielder's hand, helping Just to get another couple. Moves to 31. Slow ball picked up. Is that a 6? It is. And Kings 2 finally cross the 3-figure mark. 105 for 7. By no means this is a score that Kings 1 would be worried about. And Kings 1 has got enough batting, the partnership of 38 for the 8th wicket from 28 balls. The game is all about partnerships, whether you bowl in tandem, in partnership, or as pair of batsmen. Shot, ball, dropped, went straight to Prabjot, who tried to extend his arm. It was his bowling arm, should have taken that. But these return catches may seem easy from far, but they're far from easy. The momentum of the run-up is taking the bowler forward. Swing and a miss. Prabjot has been on expensive side of the scale compared to all other bowlers. He's bowled a little short for my liking. Yorker length missed. It was the last ball of the over. It was a good ball to end the spell. That ball missing the stumps by a whisker as we come close to the first innings. And Kings 2, 105 for 8 as the last ball resulted in a run out. Robbie, 3 run outs now in this innings. So Kings 1 have a target of 106 is the scorecard for Kings 2. Just 3 players getting into double figures with Just Gill top scoring at 37 and Hardeep and Raman, the other 2 batsmen who crossed the 10-run mark. The rest of them are like a telephone number. 319599. The bowling figures coming up for you is Satinder. Bowled a good spell of 3 for 17 in his 4. Was well supported by Navpreet Sahota. Both the openers bowling their core of 4 overs on the trot. Prabjot, a little expensive. Is most expensive, in fact, compared to all of the bowlers. Gursimran getting a wicket. Jasprit miserly there. 1 for 11 in his 4. And Harpreet going for 21 in his 3. We follow wickets. First one went on 14. 2 for 27, 3 for 29, 4 for 41, 5 for 43, 6 for 52. Batsmen were, really coming in and going out. And 7 for 67, and then we had some partnership of 38 runs for the 8th wicket between Robbie and Juss. Scores 105 in their allotted 20 overs. Kings 2. As we take a short break and join you back as soon as the second innings begins with my colleague Parth, SUNDEEP, taking a break. Welcome back. And Kings won in the middle, starting the chase. They had to score 106 out of their 20 overs, but shouldn't take them that long. Should be a fairly simple target to achieve. See Sahota and Prabhjot opening the innings for King 1 as just bowls, angling this across. Driven was full. Should be a couple. Let's wait and watch. Yep, the batsman crossover for 2. And the Kings 1 innings didn't get going right from start. Ended up with a meager 105. Edged. Should have been a regulation catch for a gully, but Kings 1 don't have a gully in place. The fielder moves a lot finer now. Just taking his time, adjusting the fields. Wants to cover the angles. Punch towards short extra cover. Sahota beginning his innings with a couple. None for 2. Kings 1 as just runs away. Has been hit straight as a fielder getting down and is taken. That's a good catch. That's the kind of start that just would have wanted. Hitting straight to the long on fielder who had to just hold the catch. Didn't have to move at all. It was a simple catch, as simple as they can come. As simple as they seem, you still had to grab those catches. First blood drawn by Kings 2. Let's see if Kings 1 make this match interesting. Only team that can make this match interesting is the team chasing right now. It should be a fairly simple score to chase. Sahota goes for 2. Harpreet is the number 3 batter for Kings 1. And that wicket you can see is given a spring to Just's steps. We often see that when a fast bowler gets a wicket in his first over of the spell, he tends to bend his back more often than not. Beautiful bowling that went across and couldn't cover the line of the ball, moving away from him. Ends the over. Just a good over to start with. He's giving 2 runs and a wicket. Prabhjot will be taking strike. Yet to face a ball. Two for 1, Kings 1. in the first over. Just Gill was also the captain, starting the proceedings for Kings 2 and drawing first blood in his first over. As we see, Robbie Dhaliwal was going to start the second over. Harpreet Badesha on non-strikers end is Prabjot is facing to Robbie. Shot of length and played towards point fielder. Just dropping the wrists on that, covering the bounce. Robbie is also a tall and strong figure. He uses the shoulder to pretty good effect when he's bowling. That was a quick one. The keeper is standing up to Robbie. And that's not letting Prabjot to step out. Robbie is bowling around the stumps to Prabjot, angling the ball across to him as the next one has been hit towards point. A slight misfield there, but doesn't result in any runs. It starts well here, Robbie, with 3 dots so far. Ten steps run up, oh, that ball jagged up, and Prabjot trying to defend. Didn't know too much about that. Prabjot gets a single. That bounce was little on the quickest side. Robbie gentle medium pace. Would be bowling around 105 kilometers per hour. Has been punished off his legs. We'll have to wait and watch if that crosses the boundary line. It does. In fact, it goes about 10 meters beyond the boundary line. Was on drifting on pads. Harpreet making good contact. Nice shot there from Harpreet. First boundary for Kings 1. They move up to 7 for 1. Keeper sitting low as he must. End of the over. For some reason, I felt Robbie was bowling round the stumps to Prabjot. He wasn't. Pardon me. He was bowling over the stumps to both the batsmen. I guess I was seeing the mirror image. Well, not really. Seven for 1. 2 overs gone. It's just Gill gets ready to start the fresh over. Full ball pitched up, lobbed up in the air towards the extra cover boundary where the fielder from long off runs and gets the ball. Didn't try to keep that ball on the ground. Prabjot, you always wanted to hit that ball in the air. A huge gap between cover, fielder and mid-off. Now making that change and getting the fielder just outside the circle. Quicker one. Well defended, well played there. Kept his eyes on the ball. Prabjot played it back to the bowler who fields. Backward point. Finds third man deep cover. That's where the ball is going. And fielded now. A underarm throw going directly into the hands of the keeper. And Kings one, pick up another single. Move up to 10 for 1. Both long on and long off outside. No, mid-off is inside. Long on and mid-wicket were outside. $11 for 1. Outside the off, misses. Expecting the ball to come in. The ball kept straight out of pitching. No run added to the score. As just finishes his second over. 11 for 1. Again, we cannot thank our sponsors enough. Northwest Physio and Massage, YYC Cricket, Kinetic Sports, Source Sports, and Auto Reboot got 10% off. This is Robbie getting ready to commence the second over of his spell. And facing him would be Harpreet. And last week on the international scene was full of action, as the next one has been hit in the air towards mid-wicket. Crosses the boundary line. In fact, the fielder is signalling a 6, but we'll wait and watch. Yeah, he has signaled 6. Pick that length up quickly, Harpreet, and put it towards that vacant gap between mid-wicket and long on. Plays and misses. The keeper doesn't collect it cleanly. I was saying, on the international side of things, it was a great last week with India defeating England in the fifth and final test to draw the series 2-2, and Pakistan, on the other hand, winning the T20 series against West Indies by 2-1. And focus there now shifting to the 100 being played in England. And the next one has been hit. It's a good shot. Another maximum. That was some shot, I tell you. It was short of length. It was the kind of shot that Virat Kohli played against Harris. And of course, I'm not comparing Virat Kohli to Harpreet, but this shot had the glimpses of that shot, using the wrist power here, Harpreet, and dispatching that ball. Another one. This is even better and even longer. Robbie is getting some treatment here from Harpreet. 2 sixes in a row. Harpreet quickly moves to 23 from 10 and takes Kings 1 to 29 in the fourth over. Pitching it up. Robbie giving it in the slot. That time, the previous ball wasn't a bad ball really, which got hit on for 6 for the first time. That was really a good shot. You sometimes have to give credit to the batsman for hitting good balls for boundaries and sixes. End of the over. 23 from 2 overs there, Robbie. $29 for 1 from the 4 overs. I think Just is continuing the spell here. He generates good pace from a short run-up. Takes an edge. That is a brilliant catch by the keeper, diving towards his left. Second wicket down as Prabjot departs for 4. 29 for 2 now in the fifth over. That was bowled quick. There was a bit of shoulder in that delivery. And Just bowling from a short and run up. Still able to generate that quickness in that delivery. Picks up his second wicket. Just Gill. And Kings 1, 29 for 2. And West Wind's Predators ended up making 129 for 7 in their quota of 20 overs and asking Black Caps to chase 130 as Just was wideish delivery, short of length, and put towards point boundary where sweeper cover fields it and batsman crossover for a couple. Run deep. That's a bad ball. erring in line and length both there, just. Batsmen take a single, move up to 32 Kings. 1. Long on, falling back on the boundary line, and mid-wicket on the boundary line. Few steps inside, mid-off, inside. This one goes over the point fielder. It just stops inside, but that might be a 4 because he slipped and might have crossed the boundary, but we'll have to wait and watch. No, says the fielder. Says it's all good. Randeep Sehra, who was the keeper for Kings 1, and drives it towards mid-off, takes a quick single and puts the fielder under pressure there. Misfields. Randeep picks up another run for himself and for his team and takes the score to 35 for 2. Harpreet batting on 26. A strike rate of 200. Driven towards cover. Beats the short cover fielder, but there was a fielder in the deep who gets around and collects the ball. End of another successful over from Just Gill. 36 for 2 in 5, with the last over of the power play coming up. We'll wait to see if Robbie is going to bowl his third over or would there be a bowling change. And we see a bowling change, and Manveer is going to bowl the final over of the power play. Manveer Chahal. And same field for him as well, with the two fielders out of the leg side. Starts with a good length. And batsman playing a cat and mouse game with the point fielder. Good start there from Manveer. Advances down, misses the ball. It was angling across, moved away from the batsman after pitching. In these T20 format age, you'll see most of the batsmen in their stance, they tend to open the front leg. It allows to give them that swing of the bat. Keeper comes up again. Is that a bowl? No. The keeper missed it. It was very close to the off stump. Almost got the edge of the stump. One leg bye signal. Should be a bye. It didn't hit anything. Didn't appear it hit anything, but umpire has given a leg bye, so it will be a faint touch of the pads. The keepers never like those extras against their name. Manveer, short ball, played towards fine leg. Not crossing the boundary. Went high up in the air. There's not power behind the shot. Didn't get the timing right there. Harpreet. Ball ballooned up. There was no fielder there, so picks up 3. Playing the field there, Harpreet. Randeep advances down. Ends up giving an easy catch. 40 for 3 now, I think. Yep, that's the 3rd wicket. Randeep was trying that in the last over as well. And the field was placed for that shot. And they had 2 fielders on leg side out for Randeep. And probably know his game. That fielder was placed on inside long on boundary. Went straight into his hand. Kings 2 picking up 3rd wicket. And we see Vikram coming into the centre. He's a good bat. Scored some runs in this tournament. And you can see on the screen he's close to around 2,900 runs. You might want to add to that strike rate a bit. It was 92 for a number 4 batsman in T20 format. Isn't a strike rate that one would want. The push is the first one to covers. Yeah, asking for a helmet now. It's a little bit dark now with the cloud cover. The light is a little dimmer than it would normally be on a sunny day. The sun sets pretty late here in Calgary. We are approaching 8 p.m. In fact, it is 8:01. And you can see enough light to play the game. I'd like you to like and subscribe our channel. We are bringing this coverage live to you from the Inland Cricket Ground in Calgary. Harpreet is batting on 29. He has hit some delicious shots. Hardeep Saran. First one has been lobbed in the air. It should be an easy catch. Well. Harpreet would be thinking with himself, what did he do there? It was an okay delivery. It was pitched up, inducing a false shot there. Hardeep and Harpreet walking like a snail with his head down towards the dugout. There's no need to do that. Even though it was power play, they don't have that much score, but probably wanting to better the team strike rate, the net run rate. There's very thin margin between those teams. First four teams on the table are separated by a thin margin in their net run rates, and probably that was in his mind. He didn't go for the shot full, he just lobbed it. If he would have gone full blast, he would have certainly gone over the boundary, as we have seen already a couple of times. This is Hardeep bowls the next one, quicker one. The first one was lobbed, it's slow. This one was a quicker one, varying his pace there. Atri is the new batsman in, pushes this ball towards mid-on. Hardeep runs backwards and gets the ball back. "41 for 4 is kind of a similar score that Kings 1 had. Misses the ball. The keeper doesn't collect this cleanly. There's a slip in place now for Hardeep. Manav, Atri and Vikram. It's a good ball. Was coming in towards the off stump, covering the line well and just dabbing it towards cover. Flighted one, keeping straight this time. He's varying his bowling quite well here, mixing things up. Ends the first over with a wicket. In fact, picked up the wicket on the first ball, Hardeep. This match is getting interesting at this stage. Should be a cakewalk for Kings 1. But as of now, Kings 2 have given some competition to Kings 2 have given some competition to Kings 1. Manveer Chahal with the ball now. And Manav talking to Vikram. Probably discussing that let's win first and not worry about the net run rate right now. Pitched up and played towards short mid wicket. Score remains at 42 for 4. Slashes and misses. 4 fielders on the boundary line for Manveer. Sweeper cover, long off, long on, and deep mid wicket, guarding the boundary lines. And short cover in catching position. 2 fielders, short mid wicket and short cover, both in catching positions. He's got a slip as well. It's good captaincy. They're trying to put pressure on Vikram and Manav. As Manveer bowls the next one, moved out in the air first and came in. That's a good ball. Playing away from his body. Vikram didn't make contact with the ball. Lucky not to get the edge. The hands of slips are waiting for any misadventure that would result in an edge there. And take a quick single here. Vikram moves up to 2. That's good captaincy there from Just. He is attacking. He realizes that he needs wickets to win the game, and that's the only way Kings 2 can win this game. And if the Kings 1 play the full quota, they're going to win. In any case, in this one, just drops short of the short cover. Fielder lucky there. It was nothing short. 44 for 4 in 8 overs. Over past few years, kind of picked up a thing when the score is 8 or the addition of the score is 8 or a batsman is on 8 or his score adds up to 8. I've seen a lot of times wicket falling. So the number 8, when the score or the individual score of the batsman adds up to 8 or his total is on 8. I've seen a lot of times a wicket falling on in those circumstances. And next one is wide, signaled. Manav coming across, exposing his leg stump, missing. Should have been given wide, as it was outside the leg stump. Yes, he moved in all right, but he attempted the shot. The batsman asking the umpire, and umpire probably explaining that if he would have stood in his position, that would have hit his pad. So I think it's a good decision at the end. The umpires normally tend not to give those kind of wides because it would have hit his pads if he would have stayed in his position. That one has been dispatched towards long on for a single. 46 for 4. That's a risky run, but they make it. Ninth over in progress. Have to say Kings 1 need some momentum in the innings. As Hardeep is mixing his bowling, he can bowl the off spin, he can bowl the leg spin. Nine overs gone. 48 for 4. Kings 2 not letting Kings 1 get away. 48 for 4. 58 needed of 66. Manveer Chahal has given 5 runs in his 2 overs and has picked up a wicket. Bowled well, Manveer. He's bowled tight lines, moves the ball both ways. Or at least has moved ball both ways in this innings. A slip in a position is driven towards cover. Manveer drying the ball there. Played back to the bowler. Foolish length. Bowls from close crease. Is in air. Is dropped. He bowled that one very close to the stumps. Manveer using the crease, creating that angle, and should have been taken. It would have been curtains for Vikram and would have put Kingsman in a spot of bother. All is well that ends well as the next one has been hit towards cover. Mano gets a single. And things getting a little bit interesting here in this match. You often see those low scores throwing up interesting matches. The full toss ball should have been dispatched by Vikram. Vikram can hit long and hard. He's got the shots, he's got the power. He should have made use of that loose delivery. It was a rare loose delivery from Manveer. He's bowled well so far, as the figures suggest. Only 2 runs from this over so far as he comes for the last time. Wide ball. Another attempt for a single sent back by the non-striker. No run. Ends the over. And the batsman would have left that ball. It would have been signalled wide. It was short outside the off stump. There was width, and Vikram wanted to make use of width. Didn't connect. And we got only Harpreet getting into double figures so far, with 3 other batsmen making a paltry 2, 4 and 4. Vikram is batting on 5 from 17 and Atri is batting on 5 from 7. I just get a feeling that they just want some batting practice out there. Gill, bowled 3 overs for 13. Took a couple of wickets, and Manveer and Hardeep picked up 1 apiece. Hardeep particularly is bowling brilliant spell here, in midst of a brilliant spell. Gill bowled well as well and picked up a wicket in his first over. Both Hardeep and Gill bowled him. That is disastrous shot. He moved too far across, exposed all 3 stumps. And Hardeep has been bowling wicket to wicket. Well. Half of the side is out for 50. And Kings 1, I'm sure, want to win this game to stay in the top 4. Are they taking things too easy here? Was a nothing shot really, and not required at all in these circumstances. Quicker one taken on the full and off his pads, played it to deep square leg. It's a couple. Should be a catch. Oh, it's dropped. Luck with Vikram. That was a simple sitter. Hardeep should have been going back to the dugout. Unlucky for Hardeep, as the next one has been punched towards deep extra cover by Avinder for a single. They need to apply their heads here. The minds, I don't know what is going through the minds of the Kings 1 batsmen, but they need to think better in terms of how they want to approach this innings and chase the score and cross the line. "555" was a famous cigarette brand. Of course, we know cigarette smoking is injurious to health, and should be, sports people should stay away. In fact, all the people should stay away from smoking. It does affect your health. The score just reminded me of that brand, but I would request everyone to stay away from the bad habit. As the next one is lobbed over covers inside field, gets a single. Avinder. Manveer, in the final over of his spell, he has bowled superbly so far. Picked up a wicket closer to the off stump, punched away by Vikram for a single. The field is being moved for Avinder. A point gets into position from backward point now. Cover, short extra cover, full, driven, beats the short extra cover. Would be collected by sweeper there. Allows for another single. In his last game, Vikram played a handy knock of around 38-40 runs. I don't remember exactly, but I was covering that game. I think it was around 38, if I'm not mistaken, and my memory serves me right. It picks up another couple here. The score moves up to 60 for 5, 46 to get in 8.2 overs to complete this chase. Just outside the crease, Vikram, as he takes the next ball on the full. It was a full toss. Low full tosses are quite difficult to hit most of the times, but that's where good batsmen make use of those loose deliveries. Push towards cover. Ends the spell with a dot ball. A brilliant spell. Gave just 13 runs and picked up a wicket. Manveer Chahal kept a stranglehold on both the batsmen. 12 gone, 61 for 5. Kings won. I thought Kings won would easily get the score, but have to say they have made a mountain of a mole. It's a batting pitch. At the same time, Kings won. Have given nothing away. They have bowled well and just started pretty well. Picked up a wicket in his first over. Hardeep picked up a wicket in his first over. In fact, the first ball. Picked up 2 stumps to stumps. Dug out by Vikram. There are gaps available, and that's where the next ball goes, in the gap between square leg umpire and short mid wicket. There is a huge gap between the deep mid wicket and I'm not sure if there's somebody on the boundary line in the final leg, but that guy doesn't seem to be a fielder. So just 2 men on the leg. The next one has been put towards the long on, who comes in a couple of yards and fields. Aminder moves to 5. This one he wanted to cut. Doesn't make contact. Oh, again. Living dangerously. Vikram. End of a beautiful spell from Hardeep as well. Both these bowlers, Hardeep and Manveer, making things difficult for Kings 1. We got a match on our hand, ladies and gents. And we often see that these low scoring games end up being nail biting. And we have one such game on offing here at the Inland Parks. This ground covered by beautiful banks. There's a football field, there's baseball field, and a couple of cricket pitches. In this inland park. In the winter, they play winter sports here, mainly ice hockey and skating. And the cold, the harsh weather doesn't deter the spirits of the sports enthusiasts. Even in -20, -25, I've seen people outdoors and playing. Of course, they take the necessary cover in form of the clothing. But life really doesn't stop. And the sub-zero temperatures, as Damanpreet Joshi starts off with a wide. Nice high arm action for a fast bowler. Bowled the first one wide of the crease. Ended up bowling a wide one. Wild slog, misses. Both these batsmen have to talk to each other, have to talk to themselves as well. Avinder has to talk to himself. He has to keep calm and he has to keep cool. He doesn't need to attempt wild shots. Just 6 runs and over required. A single game of singles still. Damanpreet is a good bowler. That's an edge. Is fielded there by short third man. The finish short third man. I think that's kept for the same shot. These teams have played so many times with each other. They know what are the strong and the weak points of each batsman as Daman comes in. Hit towards long off. Another single. 66 for 5. A dot ball. This is the 14th over in operation here. And the Kings one chase. Avinder. Short ball. Good ball to bowl. He does have a good short ball, Daman. And bowls it to a good effect. The umpire is having a word with the scorers as they were about to call an over, but there's another ball to be bowled. And umpire signaling one for the over. That should be a wide. It's been given by the umpire. Not getting line right there, Damanpreet. Bowling 2 wides there in the over, not something that he would want to do. That ball angling in, dug out by Avinder. It was a well-directed ball towards the stumps. End of 14, 67 for 5. And I think something is going to give here. I just have a feeling that Avinder is going to up the ante here. The game still well within reach of Kings 1. 39 of 6. Happens with the eyes closed in this format of the game. Robbie Dhaliwal switching ends and coming from the other end where we are commentating from. He was bowling, started the spell from the far end. Vikram. Has got that David Boonish look, Vikram. Two dot balls bowled by Robbie. He was expensive in his first spell. David Boone, what a player he was. Short, stout, strong. He was a bull. As the next ball has been driven towards extra cover boundary. 4 runs. Good shot there from Vikram. The ball was in the slot. Made full use of it. Robbie has not been in his usual today. There you go, bowls another full toss. Picks up a single, Vikram. A legend has that. David Boone once gulped 52 cans of beer on a flight. And I heard him in one of the interviews where he was asked that if that was the case, and he did reply in affirmative. The next one has been lobbed into the gap. Long off, covers quite a bit of distance. Avinder picks up a couple. I've seen a lot of short and stout batsmen making havoc of bowlers. Another such batsman was Duleep Mendes, Gus Logie, Tame Babauma. End of the over from Robbie. The score moves up to 74 for 5. Gus Logie was absolutely a gun fielder. I remember he used to field at short leg and he's pulled off some superb catches at short leg. Mike Gatting comes to mind, who's another challenged for height batsman. Sachin was on the shorter side as well. Who would forget the master Sunny Gavaskar? And Sunny had to face tall bowlers from his era as Damanpreet. Bowls the next one, short of length, has been picked by Vikram. Pulled towards mid-wicket for a single. Sunny had to put up to the likes of the big bird Joel Garner. Terrifying fast bowlers in those times from West Indies. Just about the head of the extra cover fielder there. I think that touched his hand. Might have just kissed the fingers there. And he's been asked to drop a couple of yards back to stay on the circle. He was a good 5 meters inside. Now in the slogs and misses the contact. Great fast bowlers in that era of Sunny Gavaskar. Remember Bob Willis. He had a good 20-step run up. This one has been hit straight towards the fielder at long off, but it goes over him. Ravinder hits a 6. Was in slot, was going straight into the direction of that fielder. A little bit of wind helps Ravinder there. His smart batting here, he's hitting with the wind. A good shot though. Pitching up. Dhawan getting the treatment there. That's cleaned him up. That's the revenge the fast bowler wants to see when he's hit for a 6. Castling his stumps. Great comeback there from Dhawan. As Kings 1 lose their 6th wicket. It's a big blow. Ravinder, as I said, can clear the boundaries easily. Feeling the little bit of pressure there, Ravinder. Gone for 16. We often say that we can't compare the players of different eras, but in my personal opinion and my humble opinion, the batsmen of that era have faced greater challenges. You have to remember that those guys used to play on unprotected, uncovered pitches. The equipment wasn't as good as it was. It has evolved as the time went by. The protective gear, the quality of bats, even the gloves. The new batsman, Gursimran, misses. Is bowling with some good pace now. You hit a 6 of a fast bowler, he surely is going to get annoyed. And we're seeing here that Dhawan got annoyed with that 6 and came back well to hit the stumps and dismiss Aminder in that over. And you could see the effort in the last ball of that over again from him, 83 for 6. 23 needed from 24. I think Just has to come back, and I think he is holding the ball himself. Yeah, he's got only 1 over though, so realizing if he picks on another wicket here, that would further make a dent in Kings 1 scorecard. It will make things much more interesting for Kings 2 if they pick up a wicket here. Certainly maybe a dead rubber and looked like a dead game in the first half of the match. This match has come alive. Oh, it has got no bearing on the standings in the tournament. Oh, almost got an inner edge, and we often see those inner edges disturbing the woodwork. Lucky Vikram there. It went onto his pads. It just starts with a dot ball. Angling across, just over the fielder there. Is there a chance of run out? Oh, the keeper didn't even touch the ball. Just fell on the stumps there. He's a big lad. Keeper, his name is also Jas. I'm sure that's a short form of his full name. Was talking about the batsmen of the yesteryears and earlier eras. Who could forget a Mike Proctor or a Graham Pollock, Alan Border, the great Chappell brothers, the Master Blaster, original Master Blaster, Sir Vivian Richards. The next one played back towards the bowler, aggressive, hits the batsman and immediately raises his hands to say sorry. An aggression there from Jas. Few of the finest all-rounders in that era. Ian Botham, Imran Khan is the next one. It's played towards short mid-wicket. Cannot prevent a single. 85 for 6. 21 needed of 3.2. Who is going to take the Kings one across the line? Gursimran plays that ball off his pads, places it in the gap. He's got enough time to pick up two as the fielder misfields. 87 for 6. Just Gill, how he would like a wicket here of his last ball. I think Vikram is the one who has to stay there till end and take them over the line as he hits that one towards long off. It should be a single. And Vikram keeps the strike. Score moves to 88 for 6. 18 required of 18. And Kings 1 has got 4 wickets in their hand. Talking about all-rounders of that era. Surrey and Botham. The legend Imran. Kapil Dev. Richard Headley. From New Zealand. The 4 finest all-rounders that were playing in the same era. And often cricket pundits compare their performances. While Imran was a great captain, a brute power of Kapil Dev and his belief in 1983 World Cup is often talked about. And Krish Srikanth says Kapil was the only person who believed that India could win the World Cup in 83 as Daman comes in and bowls the next one. Is going straight to the fielder. Is that curtains for Kings 1? This is such an important breakthrough here for Kings 2. The set batsman in Vikram departing the scenes. Caught it long off. Didn't connect that ball well. Hitting on the up. And just making no mistake. End of the innings for Vikram. 24. And this game is getting closer and closer by every ball being bowled. Closer than expected contest. Jaspreet Singh, not a great batting record there. Scored 528 runs in his 100 games, so an average of 5.4, 5.5. Doesn't boast of any batting prowess whatsoever. But a couple of edges here can come in handy. But he's facing up to Damanpreet. Making things difficult for Kings 1 here. Kings 2. And have to say Kings 1 have not helped their cause. Damanpreet. On to the stumps. That is good bowling and poor fielding. You have to support your fielders. You have to support your bowlers. Although it did not result in any additional run, but you don't want to see any misfields. The bowlers' stomach rumbles when they see misfields on their bowling. And rightly so, they put in so many hard yards. Not an easy skill to bowl fast. There's an appeal for caught behind and is given. 8th wicket down now. That is some lovely display of fast bowling. I'd still call him medium pacer, but he has been bowling in brilliant areas. Damanpreet picking up Gursimran. And this game is well within Kings 2's grasp. Still doable for the Kings 1 as well. Couple of long handle shots. And easier said than done. Satinder walks in. He wouldn't have expected to bat today. Two wickets in this over. The match has turned on its heads. 8 down for 89 as Daman comes in, running fast. Misses again, lucky not to get an edge. Keeping that ball in that channel. Expecting the batsman to back up. Bowling back of length. He's got a deep third man, which is a good thing. Exactly for those edges that would flow off his bowling if the batsman edges the bat. That's good placement of fielding by the Kings. 2 captain. What a start of the 18th over. Angling across onto the stumps. That is really good bowling there, boy. Damanpreet. Last ball of his over. 1 run and 2 wickets. Priceless. Goes fishing for the ball. Excellent end of the 18th over. Excellent bowling by Damanpreet. He's got 1 to go. And I think he's going to bowl that in the 20th over. 17 required of 2 overs. Where have Kings 1 landed? One would have expected them to cross the score with their eyes closed. And certainly I did not expect Kings 1 to be in this position. And that's the beauty of this game. It throws surprises at you when you just think that the game is done and dusted. You see drama. And one such drama is happening here at the Inland Cricket Park. And Robbie will have to bowl this over well. This is an important over in the innings. He's got 1, 2, 3. And the 4th fielder falling back now. Here's Robbie. White towards fine leg. It wasn't intended to go there, but he wanted to hit the ball towards that mid-wicket vacant cow corner area. Played the shot before the ball reached him. He ended up guiding the ball towards fine leg for a single. 16 now. Needed of 17 balls. 12 balls. Sorry, 11 balls. Misses. The keeper throws. A fielder is being asked to take starts and stay in the game. Pressure on the batsman. Satinder is still yet to open his mark. There's an appeal for LBW, but that was going down the leg. All the bowlers in the world, when they hit the pads, they believe that the ball is going to hit the stumps. That was going down this leg side, and Robbie kind of acknowledging it now. 1 leg by. A good start to the 90th over by Robbie. Was on the foolish side. And Satinder missed. That one has been lobbed up in the skies. Is taken at the long on boundary. It's a good catch. It was in the air for some time. Didn't get the distance, didn't get the elevation as well. And this fading light. Have to say that this was a good catch. 9 down. Are we seeing an upset here? We're pretty close to seeing an upset here. Jasprit getting under that ball, but not getting distance nor the elevation. And the fielder doing a good job in the deep. The new batsman, Singh. All his career he has scored 176 runs. They still have to get around 16. (15) to win this game. Robbie picking up a wicket, the important stage of the game, bowling that one straight and full. I think this game is pretty much done now, judging by how Satinder has gone about things. Now how he's played his 5 balls so far. This one has been punched towards deep extra cover, should be just a single. Batsmen are going for second one, the throw coming in. And the batsman on not striker's end, running back. 14 of 1. And this game is now Kings 2's game to lose. They have fought brilliantly, have to say. Although Robbie was expensive in his first 2 overs, he has come back pretty well and bowled a very good 19th over. Daman before that in the 18th over was excellent, putting breaks on regular intervals. The Kings 2 bowlers. It's going to be mighty difficult for Kings 1 to cross the line now. And Daman has to hold his nerve here. And I think his plan would be to bowl straight on the timber. I have a feeling he will bowl. He will pull the length back. And he's got the fielders in place for that kind of bowling. Third man on the boundary line. The fine leg is moving towards, square leg is moving towards short fine leg. He's got a sweeper cover. He's got mid-off inside, and that suggests that the length is going to be on the shorter side. I'm sure he's going to pull the length back. Wide signal. This is not what Damanpreet would want to do. He has to get tighter. He has to contain his excitement. Nine down for 93, 13 required by Kings 1 and 1 wicket by Kings 1. Kings 2, that one hit over the inside field, should be a double. 2 runs, yes. 3 of the first 2. The first 2, yeah, but first one was wide. So just as 1 legal delivery ball so far in this over. The Kings 1 get 3 of it. 11 of 5. Is Daman going to pitch it short? Are we going to see a bouncer? No, it's a fuller one. Gets an edge. There's a fielder in the deep. He covers the ball. Would restrict the batsman to 1.
It's good bowling. Ten of 4. Kings 2 need just a wicket to clinch this game. They need a boundary here. They need a 6 here. Or a 4. Back of length, quick, fast ball. Too much for a tail-ender to deal with. 10 of 3 still doable. And this ball becomes very important ball for the Kings 1. This has to go for a boundary at least. Hits towards the extra cover fielder is pretty much done and dusted game. In terms of mathematics, still possible. 9 of 2 balls. I have to get Jadeja to do this as he did in that IPL final. That's curtains for Kings 1 in this game. And Kings 2, how they fought. They have been on dot in their bowling. The Kings 1 batsmen threw their wickets. Another low score game. Throwing surprise. Last ball hit towards the boundary. Will it cross the boundary? The fielder is giving a chase. But it doesn't matter even if it crosses the boundary. It doesn't. And Kings 2 pull a great win here against Kings 1. And remember, Kings 1 is one of the 4 top teams at the moment on the points table. Kings 2 won by 6 runs. And Kings 1 couldn't even cross the 100 mark. 9-9-9. A happy bunch. Kings 2. Damanpreet bowled with some venom, with some fire. As we come to the end of this match, is the scorecard for Kings 1. Vikram getting out on a wrong stage of the game. Avinderjeet Mangat, he tried to give company to Vikram, but once he was gone, it was too much left for the tail-enders to do. A brilliant bowling performance by Kings 2. Jas Gill, Hardeep Saran, Manveer, Damanpreet, all of them bowled pretty well. And Robbie, who was expensive in his first 2 overs, came back pretty well to bowl the 19th over of the innings. As we see an upset here in the Inlands cricket ground. There's the bowling card for you. 2 for 18, Jas Gill. 1 for 32, Robbie. Manveer Chahal, 1 for 13. And Saran, 2 for 13. Both of them put plugs on the batting of Kings 1. And Damanpreet, the bowler of the innings for me, 3 for 21 of 4. And you can see the fall of wickets. 1 for 2. Second went on 29, third on 40, fourth on 40, fifth on 50, sixth on 83, seventh on 88, eighth on 89, and ninth on 91. This is the match summary for you. News here from Inland Cricket Grounds is that Kings 1 have been defeated by Kings 2 by 6 runs. And I think the man of the match might be Hardeep Saran or Just Gill. That's right, Just Gill. He batted well, Just Gill, and picked up a couple of wickets, including one in the first and then the second in the third over of his spell. And with that, we come to the end of the broadcast here at Inland Cricket Park. We want to thank our sponsors again, YYC Sports, Source Sports, Kinetic Sports, Northwest Physio and Massage, and Auto Reboot. A big thank you to you guys for making this tournament happen, and of course to C&DCL for organizing this tournament. This broadcast was brought to you by 22 Yards. Please subscribe and like the coverage. If you can do that, it will help and give us some impetus to improve as well. With that, my colleague Parth and myself, SUNDEEP, RAINA, saying bye for now till we meet again.